I'm going to show you how to find products to sell on Amazon that can make you thousands of dollars a month. There's really two parts to this strategy. The first part, we need to find products, categories, and niches that have a lot of sales and not a lot of competition. The second part is going to be, once we find one of those markets, we need to find a way to differentiate our products. We want to make our product decisively better than other people's products. We want people to look at our product and be like, okay, I want to buy that product and not these other ones, and here's why. And there's three ways that I do that differentiation, and I'm going to show you them after we pick out a product niche. So we're going to use Jungle Scout to pick out that niche. It shows us products that meet our search criteria. And so the big ones here are estimated sales a month, at least 300 sales a month, and a maximum of 75 reviews, because reviews are the best way to determine how competitive a market is. If something's only got 10 or 20 reviews and it's selling 400 units a month, it's probably not a very competitive market. So we're going to take a look at those products, and I've got some categories here turned off, like appliances and automotive, because either they're gated or there's just nothing to sell. Like there's no books to sell. I'm not going to be getting books. So let's take a look at this first product here. We got Beauty and the Beast, a red rose. Selling for $33. We're going to get $24 after fees. 9 reviews, only 9 reviews, and it's selling, wow, 640 units a month. That is a lot of sales. So this is a really, the only reason I would never sell this product is because it's got the word Beauty and the Beast in it. That is a copyrighted statement. I mean, it's the name of a movie. It's just a risk you don't want to take to sell something like that. So let's take a look and let's find something good. So we've got detox, sleep. We're not going to get into the detox market. We're looking for products on our first product, something that's cheap and something that's small, because first off, it's going to cost you probably just as much to ship a product as it does to buy the product. And it's probably going to cost you more to buy the product, to ship the product, if it's a big product. So we want to find something small, and we need to find something cheap, because on your first product, do you really want to spend $5, $10, or even, I've even seen $15,000 spent on a first product? Do you want to spend a ton of money on a product when you don't even know what you're doing? It's your first time. And so I recommend you find a good product, but spend as little money as you can and still sell a good product. Okay, highly recommend that. So we got these. We got jars. I don't know how I would differentiate jars to make them different. Dog treats. I don't want to get into that market. Let's find something. That light bulbs. Stay away from light bulbs. They break so easy. It's super competitive. You're gonna see a lot of light bulbs. That's why I say that. So let's show you something I saw last night that I want to show you guys. So right here, changeable letterboard. We've got 425 sales a month and 51 reviews. Let's take a look at this and see what the numbers look like. See if this makes any sense to sell this. So first things first. I see pro tip. You can see how long this product's been selling. So if this product's been selling for 30 or 40 days, like a couple products I saw last night had only been selling for that time frame, and they've been selling well pretty much since the beginning. So that's a wake-up call. Like, maybe you want to release a product and maybe you can do just as well as they did. So right here we can see these guys have been selling for 227 days, so that doesn't really help us. But we can see that right here, looks like right here they got ranked, apparently, I would say, and ever since then they've been selling very well. So congrats to them, I guess. Let's go take a look at this market in general and see if it's a good thing, because just because this one listing is good, that doesn't tell us anything at all. So we're going to take a look at the changeable letterboards, because our goal is to get ranked on the first page. If I release a product, we want to get ranked on the first page so we can get some sales. That's why we're doing all this research. So let's go into Jungle Scout. Jungle Scout is going to show us the number of sales a month for each product on here and the number of reviews that they have. And we're going to look for most of the items on this first page to have greater than 300 sales and less than 75 reviews. So you can see first two don't meet that. Third one has such low reviews. Probably, I don't know why, maybe they're higher priced. But then we've got 300 sales, 67 reviews. This one meets our expectation for sure. This one's not selling at all. This one, holy crap, 700 sales a month, one review. Something like this, I would go check out and see how long it's been selling, because that's an incredible feat. I would watch that product for at least 30. Make sure it's been selling for at least 30 days. They might be doing some giveaways. That's why I say that. And we've got these. A lot of these products do meet our criteria. Almost all of these do. But overall, you see it's a 7 opportunity score. It's a decent market. It's not an absolute killer market. So the problem is there's just a lot of products in here that aren't selling well, or a couple that are selling well have really high reviews. Overall, though, it's not a terrible market. So this is a market that I would be more than willing to go into if I had a good reason to differentiate. Okay, if I find something really strong to make my product better, then I would be like, let's launch this product. So let me show you a product that I found last night that I am pretty interested in. Now, it's a product that's priced only at $10, and that's lower than I would like to purchase, like to go into. But overall, the market is very strong. 1,500 sales with only 80 reviews. That one pretty much meets our criteria. This one meets our criteria. This one doesn't. But this one meets our criteria. 400 sales with 14 reviews. 300 sales with 73 reviews. A lot of these products, it's not a perfect market, but overall, I'd like to be everybody but this last guy. This is the only guy I wouldn't want to be. 45 sales a month. Everybody else, man, I'd be happy being them. So, and it's a very cheap product to launch, so it's a good first product. So let's take, this is a good enough product that if I find a good way to differentiate it, I would be willing to go into this market. So let's talk about how to differentiate. There's those 3 ways I was talking about. The first one is going to be bundling the product, okay? Actually, hold on, let me back up first. So your first one likely isn't going to be a good market. So you're going to have to go through here and scroll through and just click on a bunch of products and find something, the market that looks good. Once you do that, then you can move on to the next step. And I do have a link to Jungle Scout in the description. If you do purchase through there, it helps support the channel. So if you're going to buy it, please buy it there, okay? I would appreciate the support. But let's go ahead and move on to the next step. So we found a market that looks good enough that if I differentiate it. So let's see how we differentiate this. First thing is bundling. So we're going to take something that's very small cost and a low cost generally at $1, maybe $2, and we're going to bundle it with something larger. And the goal is to add a lot of value to the product by bundling. So let's see if anybody's doing this. I don't really see anybody who's doing this. They've all got the same product. Okay, so here's one guy who's doing it. He's got this easel and these extra bags. Extra bags cost you literally cents. That tool probably costs you almost nothing. The easel though, and that probably costs you some money, maybe, I don't know how much it's cost. You would have to look it up. But overall, this guy's doing some bundling, and it looks like he's getting rewarded with, he's probably got pretty decent sales with 63 reviews. Let's see if anybody else is doing that. I don't see anybody else who's doing that on this page right here. This guy's got an easel. Nobody else, they've all got the same product though. There's very little differentiation between these products. They all look pretty much the same. What I did notice though is there's this one guy who's selling a 16 by 20 board. He's the only guy ranked on the first page with a board this size. Everybody else is smaller, and he's selling for $55. So maybe we type in 16. One thing you want to do is type in 16 by 20 inch. We want to look for bigger boards and see maybe that's market. Maybe that market looks way better than this one. Maybe there's we just need to look. You need to look into that market. So the other ways we can take a look and see if somebody see what else we can bundle with is we're going to load a couple of these pages here, and we're going to see what they're commonly bought with. And this is a really good way to possibly find some bundling options, because they tell us, Amazon will tell us what they're commonly bought with, and see, okay, this item right here, commonly bought with jewelry box organizer. Maybe they're trying to sort the letters with the jewelry box. That's a very, very terrible differentiation strategy. Those products just aren't very well related. They're poorly related. Not something we want to look into. One kind of cool thing is though, this guy's been gradually raising his price. And his sales have remained steady. That's kind of something to see about, something cool to look into. So let's see what we got here. Let's see what they're selling this product with. Okay, this helps us none. I don't know why people are buying multiple felt boards together, but apparently they are. Again, that doesn't help us differentiate a product. Some people will try and put 2 units into one. They'll try and sell 2 units as one product, and that might be a good strategy to go with. For felt boards though, terrible strategy. I mean, most people aren't trying to buy 2 felt boards at one time. So overall, that didn't really help us out. But you need to find bundling is probably the best way that you can come into a market. And let me show you somebody who did it really, really well, so you can see an example of what I'm talking about. So I'm going to show you scratch off maps of the world. I've talked about this product once, but I've never shown you this differentiation. So right now, the Jungle Scout on this doesn't look very good right now. It's a slow season for this product. During Christmas, it sells like insane. It sells insanely during Christmas. But let me show you somebody who's doing it very, very well. You can see bundling on this. Everybody's got about the same product. They're including, some people got these small things here, but a lot of people have them. Overall, some people are selling, I think this guy has 2 different, I can't even tell if they're selling 2 products together or if they're just showing the scratched off version versus the regular. But this guy right here is doing an incredible job of differentiating, bundling, I should say. He's got this regular scratch off map of the world, and he's the only person doing this, by the way. Not a single other person is doing this strategy. And he bundled a small scratch off map of the United States. So this thing right here probably costs about $3 to buy. This thing, probably $1.50, $2 to buy. Not very much, because it's so much smaller than the big one. And so he increases his price a little bit, but he adds a lot of value. I can distinctively say, okay, I can understand why I would want to buy this one over these other ones. Okay, there is distinctly more value here. And let's take a look at his sales and see what they're doing. See how well he's doing. Because last time I checked, he was doing pretty well. Let's see how he's doing today. Because he's probably making, I would say, at least $2,000 a month on this product is my guess. Let's take a look and see what his sales look like. So we can see right here, 250 units a month. He's got to be making at least $10 a unit off of this. So he's probably making $2,500 a month just because he differentiated well. Okay, nobody else did this. He did it, and he's getting rewarded for it. So that's an incredible example of what you're looking for in bundling. Let's go on to the second way you can differentiate your product, which is fixing a problem with the product. For my first product, I found a market where every product in that market had a problem with it. Had the same problem. They all had pretty low reviews. I was using Jungle Scout, and I saw, let's take a look at the products. Okay, this product right here, 3-star review. Why the hell does it have a 3-star review? You can go through, take a look, see why it has a 3-star review, and maybe it's something you can fix. Really what you're looking for is something that an entire market has an issue with. You don't want just one product in the market to have that problem. You really need the entire market or most of the market to have the same problem, and you come in there and fix it. I found a product, one of them on this list is a product like that. It's got an issue. The entire market has the issue, and I think it may be easy to fix. I need to do a couple tests I need to buy the product to do some tests to make sure, but we'll do that. So go through, read the reviews, and see why people do not like the product. And if you could come in and you can clearly tell people hey, this product, it easily breaks, but you can see here in my picture that it's not going to break. It's really strong. It's reinforced. Something like that. That is a great way to come into a market. One other way to really come into to differentiate well is we're going to inspire you and show you how you can differentiate. So this is Merchant Words. They show you estimated search volume for terms on Amazon. Now, how accurate is Merchant Words? I have no clue. That could be way off. Nobody really knows, but what I do know is they give you a ton of good ideas I'd have never thought of before, ever. So you can see, let me show you what I mean. So scratch off map of the world. Okay, so this guy's saying we have 6,800 searches a month for scratch off map of the world white. Well, let's see if anybody's doing a scratch off map of the world white. If they're not, maybe that is a good market to go into, okay? If nobody's doing it, or maybe 1 or 2 people are doing it. It's best if 1 or 2 people are doing it and they're doing really well. Pro tip. Right here, scratch off map of the world. You can see what it autofills. These are the autofills And so you can see what people are actually searching for, okay? And so if you see a product on here that like, you might want to check these out and see if anybody's actually doing this. Like maybe scratch off map of the map worlds is a really good thing to go into. But we're gonna look at this white. What was it? White. We're gonna take a look at white and gold because that autofills for us, so we know it's getting some search volume. So let's see if anybody's doing it. White and gold. Not really. I'm not really seeing anybody who's doing scratch off map of the world white and gold. Okay. This might be a good product to go into. I don't see anybody who's really doing it. I don't particularly, I'm not a huge fan of it because the best way to differentiate. So let's talk about different ways to differentiate on these. So we've got two different ways of differentiating. One is going to be actual like just physical characteristics that don't make a real difference in how the product works. So scratch off map of the world white. That's something that people are searching for, but it doesn't make a discernible difference on how the product's being used. Okay, it's just a different color. It'd be nice to have, but they could easily go out and buy any other map, and it would still suffice their needs. It's just not the color they're looking for. Now, if we do something like this one, where's it at? Scratch off map of the world small. Let me find it. Okay, small scratch off map. Now this is a better differentiation because if somebody wants to buy a small map, they may have a reason why they only want a small map. Maybe they only have this much room on their wall, so they can't just go out. They generally can't just go out and buy everyone else's scratch-off map because they might need one specifically that's only this small. So this is a little bit stronger differentiation. Let's see. Okay, small. Look at that. Very high in the autofill. Number 1, in fact. So that's really good. Number 1 in the autofills. That's awesome. So let's see who's selling small scratch-off maps. No. Maybe kind of small. Yeah, I can see it's smaller than the other ones a little bit. So I don't see anybody on this first page that's doing it well. And here's what I can definitely tell you. I don't see anybody who's selling a scratch off map of the world and says small in the description. Okay, if these guys were trying to get ranked for that word, they would put small in their product title. Do you see this guy? Doesn't have small in the product title. Doesn't have small in the product title. So there may be some potential for you. Oh, this is super good strategy. So there might be some potential for you to buy 10, 15, or 20 units of this product, put them up here, get some decent pictures, and then label this product as scratch off map of the world small. And so because you put the word small in it, you should be showing up right at the top of the search results for this product from day one, because you see none of these guys even have the word small in there in their product titles. They probably don't even have it in their product descriptions. You'd have to actually go read them. But if you should be able to get ranked. So you just you only have a couple units. You should be getting ranked highly. So if this is a market that's going to work well for you, you'll be able to sell those 10 or 20 units out, and then you know, okay, let's reorder. Now we're going to buy 500 units. Really good strategy for something like this. And when you're the only person doing it, it's going to work. You're going to actually be able to do that. It's a little different when you're doing something like this. Unless you find something that someone's specifically searching for, you're not going to be able to just release a product with 10 or 20 and see how well they sell, because you really need to get yourself ranked first, and you're not going to show up ranked day one unless you have something people are searching for. So anyways, that is exactly how I go about doing differentiation and picking a product. Okay, right now last night I did 3 hours of product research, got 3 products that I want to look into. And my goal is to release 2 every month through the end of the year, 2 products. And I'm going to do probably another 5-8 hours of product research. I want to get 8 products total before I narrow them down to 2. Because the biggest mistake, please don't make this mistake. I see one of the biggest mistakes that people see people making is they find a product, it's the first thing they stumble across that looks decent, and they're like, oh my gosh, this product looks so good, let me buy this product, and they don't realize that it's not really that good. And the only reason they don't realize that is because they settle on their first thing. You should do at least 8 hours of product research before you pick your product. Do at least 8 hours. Even if you're like, wow, I have the 5 best ideas ever, do that 8 hours of product research, because it will come back and it will pay you back, promise you, 10 times over the time you spent doing it. You're not going to make mistakes, and worst case scenario, you have products to launch in the future you already looked into. So Anyways, if I'm going to show you 2 of my videos right here, 2 of my best videos to click on and go take a look at some of my other videos. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. A lot of you are watching but not subscribing, and you're not going to see the content that I'm bringing out to you. So see you in the next video.